Hello everyone, welcome to the presentation. Now, today's presentation, you are going to learn about one practical activity in module number 1 or chapter number 1, 1.3.6 packet tracer configure SSH. Okay, so now we are going to see how to download this packet tracer activity and how to complete all the tasks provided in this one. Okay, so now if you want to download this packet tracer, go to your NetAcad account. Your course is already there. By default, you are there in the home button like this one, right? Then click on modules. Click on modules. In modules, go to the course content. Okay, so I'm repeating, go to modules, click on course content. In course content, you can see here switching, routing and wireless essentials course. Click on this link. Once you click here, you will get the window like this one. Okay, you get the window like this one. Now our activity number is 1.3.6, so you can go to chapter number 1, click here, and 1.3 point here, click on 1.3, 1.3.6 packet tracer configure SSH. Click on here, packet tracer configure SSH. Now if you click here, you will be redirected to this page. Here you can have download not the first one, you have download the second one, configure SSH. Just if you click on configure this one, the second file, configure SSH, the packet tracer file is going to open like this one. Okay, just open the packet tracer activity like this one, and you have to complete all the tasks provided by in this activity. After completing this activity, you must get the completion is 100%. Okay, now we are going to complete all these tasks. Okay, so just I'm going to zoom this one, right? Okay, see here they are provided one PC with one switch. Okay, so for this PC, these are the instructions. Okay, at the end of this activity, you are going to configure SSH. You are going to learn. There is a PC1. The IP address for this PC1 is 10.10.10.0. Subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. We have to verify this one. So what is the IP address for this PC they assigned here is, see here, it is already pre-configured. So the IP address is 10.10.10.10. Subnet mask is 255.255.0. So everything is fine. It is, the IP address is already assigned. Okay. Now going for the switch. For the switch, the VLAN 1 interface, the IP address is 10.10.10.2. Subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. Just keep, I'm going to keep my mouse on here. You can see the VLAN 1 is 10.10.10.2/24. It is already assigned. Okay, so like that you can verify in packet tracer, or open the switch. It is not allowed because it is already blocked. Okay, so you cannot access the CLI mode in the switch. Okay, so this is the point here. Okay, so you can verify like this one. They are provided, the VLAN 1 IP address is 10.10.2/24. Now based upon this, the initial IP addresses, we are going to configure the remaining tasks. Instructions, secure passwords. Okay, see here, now the device, I try to open the switch, click on CLI mode, it is locked, means I cannot access the switch S1. So what is the alternate way you can access the switch? I want to access the switch remotely from my computer here. Okay, so how to open remotely the switch S1? So that is the instructions here. Using the command prompt from PC1, telnet to switch S1. Use execution privilege execution password is Cisco. See here, they are doing a mistake here. The telnet password is Cisco and the privilege password is also Cisco. Please remember. Okay, so they by mistake they written both enable password and enable secret password like that. Okay, but they didn't mention the telnet password. Okay, so here the telnet password is also Cisco. Now the first step is step number A. Using the command prompt, on PC1 telnet to S1. Now I'm going to open the PC1 and I'm going to telnet. I'm going to open the command prompt telnet to the switch. Okay, 10.10.10.2. So this is the IP address of the switch, that is the SVI switch virtual interface of the switch. So telnet to the switch. Yes, it is asking the password. What I'm telling here is they didn't mention the telnet password. Okay, so the telnet password here is Cisco. Press enter Cisco. Right now you are entered the switch. Okay, now I want to check enable. Okay, so it is asking the privileged password here. Even the privileged password is also Cisco's, all small letters. Okay, I can give Cisco again. Right, enter. Okay, now you are in privileged mode. Okay, so first you have to telnet to the switch. The switch virtual interface is 10.10.2. You must give the username and you must give the password. The password is Cisco, and enable the privileged password is also Cisco, like this one. That is step number A. Now you are access the device remotely. Step number 2, save the current configuration so that any mistakes you might make can be resolved by toggling the power of S1. So they're telling save your configuration in step number B. So how you are going to save your configuration here is for that we use the command WR. Okay, so for step number B the answer is WR, or save the configuration. Okay, I'm giving WR. I saved my configuration. Next, show the current configuration and note that all passwords in plain text. Okay, so now we have to see what is the running configuration or current configuration in the switch, and you have to note all plain text passwords. Enter the command and encrypt the passwords. Okay, so first there are two options here. There are two questions. Show the current configuration and note that passwords are in plain text. So I'm going to complete here. So to verify the running configuration, type the command show run command. Okay, so I'm going to give the next one is show run command here. Right, so show running configuration, press enter. You can see here the host name is S1 and the enable password is Cisco. See, the password is not encrypted, it is in plain text format. Then if you go here, there are number of interfaces are there, and already the interface VLAN 1 IP address is already assigned 10.10.2. That is why we are telnet to the switch remotely, and also there is a telnet password they configured. Is the telnet password is Cisco. Okay, line width 0 to 15. The password is Cisco, like this one. Okay, so all these passwords, if it is in plain text, if anybody is entered your switch, he will identify all the passwords. So we need to provide security to this one. Okay, so to encrypt all these plain text passwords, we must we have to encrypt the plain text passwords. Okay, so for that we are going to enter the command that encrypt the plain text passwords. Okay, so for that, what is the command we are going to use here is service password hyphen encryption. So you have to use the command, okay, service password hyphen encryption command. Okay, if you do this command, all these plain text passwords are going to be encrypted. Okay, now I'm going to give this command config t. Give here okay, right. Okay, so what is the command? Service. Just use service p tab. Okay, so service password hyphen encryption, press enter. Okay, once the once you can give this command, you have to verify your all plain text passwords are encrypted or not. So control Z and show running configuration. You can see here the enable password is encrypted, correct, as well as if we check the telnet password, your telnet password is also encrypted. Okay, so why the passwords are encrypted? Because we are giving this command service password encryption. What is the purpose of this command? It is going to encrypt all your plain text passwords to encrypted state. Okay, that is step number C. Okay, service password encryption. Verify that passwords are encrypted or not. Yes, this is also we are completed. We are encrypted all these passwords, and these passwords are already encrypted. We can view by using show run, or we can verify by show run command. Okay, next one, part number 2, encrypt communications. Okay, now we are going to configure the SSH. Okay, there are 2 steps. Okay, set the IP domain name and generate secure keys. As I discussed in theory part, how to configure the SSH, I'm giving the theory as well as the steps also. So based upon this, first I'm going to write the steps. Part 2, step number A. Okay, so part 2. Okay, in part 2, step number 1. Okay, question number A. Okay, so what is the answer for this one is configure the domain name to netacad.pka. Okay, so just I'm going to step number A. The answer here is IP domain minus name is netacad.pka. Next, secure the keys are needed to be encrypt the data. So as I told, SSH is going to encrypt all your transactions from source to destination. Okay, so the data is going to be encrypted over the network. Okay, so for the security reasons, we have to encrypt the data. That's why we are going to use SSH. Okay, so secure keys are needed to be encrypt the data. Generate RSA key using the key size or modulus value is 1024. Okay, the key length is 1024. Okay, so crypto key generate RSA, the key size is 1024. So this is the answer for step number B. Okay, so this is the answer for step number B. Okay, so we are completed in part 2, step number 1. So we are setted the domain name, that is step number A, and we are secure the keys by using crypto key. The key size is 1024. So these are the 2 answers for step number 1. Now I'm going to enter step number 2. Step number 2. Okay, there are different options again. Okay, see here. In step number 2, create SSH user and reconfigure the VTY lines for SSH only access. Okay, so they are telling just configure the create user as well as give the permission only SSH should work and telnet should not work. That is the meaning. In step number A, create a user. The username is administrator user with Cisco as a secret password. Just remember what type of password this one, secret password. The password is Cisco. So the answer for step number A is username is administrator. The password is secret password. Okay, secret. The password is Cisco. Okay, secret. The password is Cisco. That is the step number A. Step number B. Configure VTY lines to check local username database for login credentials and only allow SSH for remote access. So this is what they are telling. Configure VTY lines to check local username database. Means you must log in with this username and password, and only allow SSH means we have to transport input as SSH for remote access. So in step number B, there are 2 parts. The first part is line VTY 0 to 15 transport input as SSH and login local. Okay, so this is the first part here. Configure VT-Valence to check local username database for login credentials. For that, the answer is this one: login local, and only allow SSH for remote access. For that, transport input as SSH. We are given all the code. Okay, and there is one more thing here is remove the existing VTY line password. Okay, you have to remove existing VTY lines password. It means you have to remove the previous telnet password. Okay, so line VTY 0 to 15 no password Cisco. Okay, because previously we are configured the telnet password is Cisco, right? So it is already pre-configured. Okay, now we are going to remove the existing VTY line password is Cisco. Okay, so line VTY 0 to 15 no password Cisco, like this one, right? That's it. So in step number B we have two options: allow local user database as well as only allow SSH for remote access, and also the remove existing VTY line password, like this one. Okay, so that's all about step number 2. Okay, step number 3 is verification. Okay, before going to verification, I'm going to configure all these step number 1, step number 2 in the switch. Okay, in step number 1, domain name and key generation, username you have to give, and you are going to allow only SSH as input, as well as you are going to remove the password here. Okay, so now I'm going to configure all these steps in the switch, right? Okay, I'm going to open the switch here, command prompt. Okay, we are inside the switch here, right? Okay, so config t IP domain hyphen name. What is the domain name? They're given netacat.pka. Just I'm going to copy this one. I can paste here. Okay, enter. Okay, so next one is crypto key generate. The key size is 1024. Okay, the second one is crypto key generate RSA. Enter. What is the key size? Modulus value they're given 1024. Press 1024. Press enter. Okay, see here, if you give enter here, you can get the message SSH 1.99 has been enabled, like this one, means your SSH is enabled. Okay, that is step number 1. Okay, in step number 1, option A and option B. Next, step number 2, option A, create a username with the name administrator. Okay, so I'm going to create the username. What the username is administrator, and the secret password, the password is Cisco. Okay, I'm giving the password is Cisco, like this one, right? Now configure VT-Valence to check local username database for login credentials and allow only SSH for remote access. Okay, so line VTY 0 to 15 transport input as SSH login local. Okay, login local. So this is what the configuration we are giving in step number B, option number for the first part. The second part is remove existing VTY line password. You can give line VTY 0 to 15 no password Cisco. Okay, no password Cisco, like this one. Okay, see here, now if you complete this activity you will get 100%. Okay, so this is how you have to complete the activity. So just for your understanding, I'm just repeating all the codes here. Okay, so in part 2, step number 1, you have to configure the domain name, then you have to generate the crypto key, and you have to create the username with secret password, and you have to allow only input as SSH, and the user should communicate with the local user database, as well as we have to remove the previous VTY line password, that means telnet password. Okay, this is the code. Okay, now we are enter the last point here is verify SSH implementation. So exit the telnet session and attempt login back using telnet. The attempt should be fail. Okay, now I am here, I'm going to control Z, I'm going to exit from telnet session. Okay, again I'm trying to access the telnet. What we did, we are allowed only SSH. Telnet we are not going to allow, it should be fail. Okay, so telnet to this one, see here the connection is failed. Okay, connection closed by foreign host, because we are giving only SSH to access the switch remotely. Okay, so now I want to log in with SSH. Okay, so how to log in the switch with SSH? Okay, so SSH verification command. Okay, so SSH space minus EL space the username. What is the username we are given? Here is administrator. Username is administrator, and the administrator and the IP address of the switch 10.10.10.2. Okay, so this is how you can verify SSH space minus L. This is not 1. Okay, minus L, the username, the local database user, we are created administrator, and the IP address of the switch is 10.10.10.2. so I'm going to give the same inside the switch. Okay, so SSH space minus L, the username is administrator. Okay, the username is administrator, just I can paste here, and the IP address is 10.10.10.2. This is the IP address of the switch. Okay, so what the password we created here, the secret password is Cisco. Okay, so I'm giving here Cisco, right? You are entered the switch, means your SSH authentication is successfully completed. Enable, and it asking the password, the enable secret password also Cisco, so enter Cisco like this one. Okay, so like that you can test and you can verify your SSH configuration. Okay, now I'm going to review all the code here. Okay, just first you have to create in step number 1 you have to create option A, domain name and crypto key generation. Step number 2, you have to create username and all these things. In step number B, you can give the access only like this one, and finally you can come to the verification command. So how to verify? You have to use the command SSH space minus L administrator, that is the username, followed by the IP address of the switch. Okay, so that's all about this activity. Okay, hope you understand. Okay, so practice 1 or 2 times in home with your laptop, and you get full knowledge. Okay, so okay, that's all about this activity. So please verify, you must get here 100%. If you're not getting 100% means there is some issues. So how to verify that one? Click on check results. Okay, if for example you get like 80% or 60%, click on check results. In check results, click on assessment items. Okay, you can see here everything should be green. For example, you are giving wrong domain name, it will show into mark here. It means you have to recheck or reconfigure this one like this one. Okay, so like that you can verify also. Just click on once you verify, just click on close, you will be back to normal like here. Okay, so that's all about this activity, and hope you understand. Practice well. Okay, thank you for watching.